Hi!
Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel, and this is video number 3. We're going to be doing something a little bit different today, and we're going to be joined on a webinar, like a Zoom call, with a lady called Tricia. She's the admin for a group called the
English speakers on the Riviera.
Thank you. And that's so cute that we finished each other's sentences. So lucky for you, you don't have to listen to us blabber on for the whole video, which is a good thing. Let's get to it.
It's really nice to have you, and really nice to do this with us. You're our first interview, and we are a bit nervous. So
No, it's okay. Well, I mean, we're gonna have fun with this.
I'm nervous. I know Lauren is. Lauren seems really confident about this, but
I'm confident. Are you joking? I've been like,
No, you guys are gonna have so much fun with this, and I mean, it's already taking the step to set it up, and you're gonna be helping a lot of people as well. So
yeah, hopefully, we hope so, really.
Yeah.
But tell us a bit about yourself, and like why you moved to France. Why are you inside of France?
So quite a classic story. I came here with a man that I met in Singapore, where I'm from. And after dating for 2.5 years, we decided, okay, we want to come back to France. So we started out in Paris first. We transited from Singapore to Paris. And I think Paris was a good transition because there's still a lot of people, very international. I found a lot of Singaporeans and Malaysian friends. So it was nice. It was a good transition. But I think Paris really wasn't for us. And we decided to come back to Nice because he was born and raised in this area. And Nice just seemed to be a nice little spot that so we came to Nice. And I thought, I thought Paris was really hard because, when I first got there, I didn't speak a word of French at all. And so in Paris, I picked it up, and my boyfriend at the time, he spoke to me in French a lot as well. So I was starting to get the hang of it, and I thought, okay, Nice is going to be a new chapter. Yeah. It's going to be easier. But what I found was that it was really hard to find work here, even freelance work. It was really hard to find. There were no Singaporeans here, very few. I know all three of them now.
oh.
So it was a lot tougher because, and when I got here it was winter, and the only people that I crossed were students that I was studying French with, and they were a bit younger than I was. But come summer, all of them disappeared. All of them went home.
Yeah.
And so I found myself in Nice pretty much on my own. Of course, with my boyfriend at the time, but he had his work, which I found very easily. I had, and I exhausted all my savings. The first year that I was here, I didn't feel like I was speaking better French. I was using a lot. So yeah, the first year was really tough. The first year I remember, I was looking for work, I was looking for friends, I was running out of money, I didn't feel I was progressing well in French. And they came to a point where my boyfriend had came back, and I was just in tears in the middle of the living room and just thinking, like, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
Things going my way, and I'm pretty resilient and I'm pretty resourceful. So it was just it was quite a hit to your egos, your confidence about what you can do. But I think at a certain point, I think the breaking down, having the meltdown in the living room was like a turning point. And I said, look, I'm not gonna feel sorry for myself anymore. I got out there, I got myself organized, I applied for a lot of jobs, and I still wasn't confident in speaking French at work. So I applied to bars, to restaurants, to startups, and eventually I had a few gigs here and there. And eventually I had a startup that was looking at social dining, and they wanted to start the community in Nice. So the startup was in Barcelona, and they asked if I wanted to help them start the community in Nice here. So being in that part of my job for that was to look at all these Facebook groups and try to recruit hosts who would host the dinner, have over, and and so it was a whole social dining experience, and it was a lot of fun. But yeah, so I started going around these groups, and I found this English. At that time, it was English speaking expats in Nice, right? So what I usually do is I look at the admin, and I was like, "Hey, do you mind if I post this?" And I realized that there was no admin for this group, and so I just thought, okay, maybe I could nominate. It asked, do you want to nominate an admin? And I was like, maybe me, that was it, and there were 300, yeah, just, and so I hijacked the group, but
well done.
and at the time I just thought it was a shame because there were 300 people inside and there was nothing really going on in this group. It was just a lot of ads, and so I just said hi, like I just took over as admin, made it sound as if somebody else appointed myself.
I love that.
And and I said, look, and I just looked through like the first post for some other reason recently, and it just said, I'm looking to restart this group again. I know there's a group of you in here. Would you like to meet up?
Yeah.
And so that started. I think my first meetup there were like 5 people, and I was like, yes, like new people.
Yeah.
And so it started from there, and it started as a group for events, So I said, okay, let's take a look at who's in the region. Let's meet up. And then I moved to Antibes. So I was no longer in Nice. So I changed it to English speaking expats on the Riviera.
Covers all areas then.
Exactly,
You're in Antibes.
Yeah. Voila.
Yeah.
And so, and then I started, like looking around people in Antibes. But Nice was always where, like all my friends and where everyone was willing to go. So yeah, I think eventually I moved back to Nice, and now during the lockdown, I decided that it was about time that we launched the website.
Mm-hmm.
We could actually compile all the information that we've had on the group, because people are always asking questions. Oh, do you know like a good English speaking doctor? Do you know a good English bookshop, or things like that? And people were always responding, but at the same time, the information just kept getting lost as well. Yeah. So I set up the website, the rivieraenglishspeakers.com. And basically it just keeps all the information that I've been getting from the group. So I had a list of English speaking companies, which are companies that you can work with, because obviously when you come into France and you don't speak French, the first thing you want to, so I compiled a list of companies where you can actually work in English. So it's not impossible. And these are pretty big companies as well. And it's very competitive, though. I'm not going to say it's very easy to get it.
Yeah.
But, you have a starting point. And on top of that, I created another page for English-speaking services. So if you need a mechanic, if you need a seamstress or somebody to clean your windows, we have a list of resources there.
That's great. That's amazing. I was just thinking, now you have been here for about like 4 years, yeah. Do you still have struggles still, like with the language or with things, or is it much easier, or does it just feel like come new problems? Yeah, like.
So like year 5, this is the new. I've graduated to this problem. Well, I think.
Maybe there's like I don't know. Because now, for example, I don't speak French, so I don't hang out with French people. Or I speak French, but not like in a
fluent way.
Yeah. So I'm thinking maybe if you start speaking French, you get on the next level French. I don't know, maybe.
Well, yeah, I think like for sure, I know a lot of people have, right? They start speaking French, they get comfortable, and then they start mixing with French people, and French people are more comfortable around them as well, right? Because you can definitely tell.
Yeah,
I'm not quite there yet, I think. you know, because I mean, like I think okay, there is a trick though. There, I mean, if you work on your accents really well,
Yeah.
you throw in a few like slangs here and there,
It's trying some
like
more.
like everyone believes that you speak really good French, and the truth is like if you spoke to me for more than 15 minutes in French, you're gonna tell like
Oh,
so yeah, so I'm still not really comfortable, you know, and it's weird because when I speak to international people, if I speak to somebody and I knew it's not their first language,
yeah.
fine, but like the second I know that they are native French speakers, something in me just like, oh, okay. And you know, and you doubt like is it je suis allé, j'ai allé, like it's
But you said you moved to Paris first, yeah.
yes, yes.
But like, what are the differences between Paris and Nice? Would you say? I mean, obviously we have the beaches and stuff, but
Yeah, exactly. So I felt like in Paris, the thing that strikes me the most is that if you want to have a good time in Paris, you always have to pay for something, you know, it's really expensive. Well, I mean, when I got there, you know, I was just a student learning French, so it was really expensive for me. If you want to go and have dinner outside, if you want to have a drink, whereas here, you know, like if you want to catch up with your friends, you take, you know, you buy wine from the supermarket, you buy a bunch of apejo stuff, you go to the beach or park somewhere,
yeah.
and you know, you can, or you go for a hike in the mountains, you can have like an amazing day. I just went kayaking today, didn't cost me anything. We paid like maybe 3 years for the tolls on the booth, but you know, we took the kayak out and we went for the entire day, and we came back, and it's an amazing day, you know.
Yeah.
So I think that was like the first thing I noticed in terms of difference. Second of all, I think that Paris is still much more international. I feel. I mean, we have a lot of international people here. Like I know a lot of them from my group, but it was just it was more mixed, I think. And people, you met a lot of people who traveled a lot. Not to say that you don't meet them here, but I feel like the community here is a lot smaller, you know.
Yeah.
And so many times you would say, oh, you know, like I was talking to this person, I was like, oh yeah, like I know that person too.
Yeah.
You know, so it was just here it's a lot closer. The community is a lot closer. It's much easier for me to reach out and find somebody if you need like a plumber or a cleaner, or you know, I know someone who can do it, you know. And there was yeah, so I think it's nice, it's really nice. I feel like when I walk around here, I know all the streets, I know all the shops, I probably know some of the shop owners. So there's still a bigger sense of community here, which I feel gets lost, and it's not in Paris in particular, Singapore as well, you know. You kind of lose that sense of knowing everyone and all the shops, just because it's a big city thing, I would say.
So what piece of advice would you give to someone who is looking to move to France?
Well, I think the first off is very obvious. Everyone says, you know, learn some basic French first. It's going to be a long journey, but it helps just so that you don't get stressed out going to buy bread or to the supermarkets or to the so, you know, just the little things will go a long way. I would say you know, prepare your expectations as well. If you're coming here, I think there are two kinds of people. There are people who come here and they look for work, and you have to be prepared to be very competitive as well. You know, you have to bring a lot to the table, and you have to apply a lot. Especially if you don't speak French, you're a little bit more handicapped with that, right? So yeah, just make sure that you know. But I think also like knowing people face to face. So that's what I did, right? I didn't you know, there's only so much you can apply for online, and try to know as many people talk to as many people as possible, be very likable, and you know, somebody might be willing to take a chance on you, you know. So I think that's it's not easy, but you know, you will give you a lot, will boost your chances a lot. Be prepared for administration to be frustrating, you know.
Yeah.
And you can't take it personally. Just take it as it comes and just always assume that something's going to go wrong. It will help with the frustration, you know. But there's a lot. You have to keep everything, you know, anything that's stamped, anything that you've translated before, anything that you've your birth certificates. You need your original birth certificate. Yeah. Yeah, I think there's something with like you know, with these frustrations as well, and you will have a lot of frustrations learning French as well, especially if you're learning it from English. There's a lot of things that like, why would we like, don't fight
backwards.
yeah, you know, like what. And so you know, don't fight it too much, just, you know, take it as it is, you know. And I think that it will alleviate a lot of frustrations when you have your expectations like this. I think it's really important, and I wish somebody had told me this before, was get your support network.
Yeah, sure.
Because even if you don't have a lot of French friends, or but if you have like a community around you who understand your struggles and understand the frustrations, that helped me a lot. And you know, when I was struggling on it by myself, it was hard. And then I realized that everyone goes through this as well, and that helped me push through. And it was a lot easier to manage your frustrations after that. You know, so you know, try to meet new people, and don't be too shy about reaching out, because there are a lot of people who are willing to help you here. So surround yourself with people who do crazy shit. Like, can I say shit on the?
What you just said.
Yeah, we can cut it out later. Surround yourself with people who want to do crazy stuff around it, you know, like around this region. I don't think I would have done a lot of things had it not been for the people that I've been surrounded with, who just say like, let's go, and you know, you're gonna be fine. And when you see like, you know, 10 of your friends jump off the cliff, like, you know, the question when your mom asks you like, you know, if all your friends jumped off a bridge, would you jump as well? The answer is yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
Well,
well, I don't really like heights, so I'm not sure that I would do it.
you don't like hike?
No, I can't do it.
I used to hike before, like a lot, but now
Yeah.
I'm done with it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think if like, you know, so like if you go with people who hike a lot and then they're really fun, and then you come to, you know, and then you come to a river and everyone jumps in, and then you come to a canyon and everyone starts jumping off, like, you know,
Yeah.
it'll come.
Well, that's amazing. So I feel really inspired to join you guys.
I think now that summer's up, and you know, this is the first summer that we're gonna have to us, you know, like the locals live here, because you know, there's not a lot of people who can visit right now. I think we're gonna have a really good time. So it's a good time to start a new hobby.
Well, that's kind of like what we did, really. Like it's
Yeah.
now we can work on ourselves a little.
Yeah.
Do things that we really want to do, things we found fun.
Exactly.
Now it's also work.
Yeah. Oh yes, that too.
If anybody's watching this, you know.
We do.
But yeah.
Can we see if we can share the screen so we can have a look
Oh,
at
yeah.
the website?
Sure. All right.
Wow.
Yes. So yeah, this is the Riviera English speakers website. And yeah, so I've tried to keep it pretty simple. So what I was telling you about, where you have English speaking companies, you're going to have a list of the companies that operate in English in this area. You know, so if you're looking for a place to start applying, you can check out this list. And we also have English speaking services, and that's where all the local businesses are based. So they are categorized into different
amazing
segments. And yeah, so if you go in there, you can probably find anything that you're looking for. And if you don't, post it on the group, and we'll find you someone.
This is
Um, yeah, and so we also have a little space here. So your community, and this is where I keep all the stuff that I like to. So it's kind of like a blog where you can just take a look at all the things that you can do, and we also have. So I've been doing interviews actually with local businesses here. So it's just fun on the other side of the interview. But yeah, so we have makeup artists, this a therapist for kids with special needs. Yeah, and just everything that we need to, so I give them a platform as well to talk about their business. So some of them, like for example, this post was really relevant as a lot of people were worried about summer rentals this year, right? So yeah, so and yeah, and if there are any news or updates, so this was also what you can, anything that I find out that could be relevant for the community, I'll put it in here.
Mm-hmm. Great.
And so it's at the moment it's very simple. We also have I do encourage everyone. So these are just photos of like what we've been doing, and pictures of the events and activities that we've been doing here.
Oh, kickboxing! I want to do that.
Oh yeah, okay. Like come with me. And
those balls where you can like run and like bash into each other.
yeah, that was actually. It was ridiculous. I was yeah, my birthday. It was
Bubble bump.
Oh, we should do that for my birthday.
Yeah.
That'd be so.
And yeah, and then I do encourage people to sign up for the newsletter as well, because it's quite easy to miss stuff on the Facebook group. And anything that's important, we'll send a mailer out. I'm trying to do that at least once or twice a month, and include all the latest updates in there as well.
Awesome. This is amazing. I did.
Yeah. And yeah, so if we can go to the Facebook page as well, and we just have a lot of things that and yeah, just this is the page where everyone is just asking if you have help, or if you need help, or if you have something that you want to share with the group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the website.
Yeah. I was just thinking, like, that was all our questions really, but is there something you would like to share? Like, every information you gave, like, now it's been so useful, even for me. Like, I've been here for over a year. But is there something you like to use this time to tell people?
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to getting the events back up again. I'm looking to connect with more business owners as well, to use the page to help them with their businesses a little bit more. It's going to have to be really organized though. So there's a lot of criteria that I'm putting to it. But yeah, I'm hoping to reach out to business owners soon and see if there's a way we could help them, all at the same time being relevant to our members. And I think and if there's anyone out there who knows, like, I have an English speaking hotline for my bank service or for my insurance provider, send it to my way, because I think I'll be happy to publicize this kind of information to the group.
Yeah.
And congratulations as well on starting your.
Thank you, and thank you so much.
Channel. I think it's great. I think it's a great time.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us. It was really, really nice of you.
No, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, and I think you guys are gonna have a good thing going on. There's a lot of people in my group already who gave you very positive feedback.
Yeah. I was so surprised, actually.
Yeah, I didn't think that. I thought people will maybe like it but not comment much or whatever, but we got a lot of like messages.
Yeah.
Like in the comments, and then like sending us private messages as well. So.
Right. So that's a really good sign. That's a really good sign that you're providing something that people are interested in. So I am thinking of doing some videos, or like talking about how to integrate into life here a little bit easier, or just some tips here and there. So I think we will probably have to speak again soon.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely. Love to.
Yeah, and maybe we can do it in person this time. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That would be nice, like this video thing is getting a bit cliche.
Thank you
Thanks
so
a
much.
lot, guys.
And
Yeah.
we'll speak to you soon.
Yeah,
Have
sure.
a nice
Thanks, you guys. You guys, you too. Ciao.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right. So that was that. I hope that you got some really useful information from Tricia. I know that I did.
Yeah, for sure. There's so many things like that we didn't even realize existed. So we're gonna link below the website and the group as well. So if you're already in France, you can be a part of that, as Tricia said. And then we're also going to include the link for the 100 things you can do within 100 kilometers. Woo! And we're definitely going to go on one of the activities as well. We need to.
Yeah. I kind of want to skip work tomorrow and just like go on a hike.
Yeah, let's hope that the boss doesn't see this one.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all your support for the last video with all the likes, subscriptions and comments.
Yeah.
We love you. And yeah, don't forget to do the same thing on this one as well.
Yeah.
And if you have any questions, you can just reach out to us on Instagram or on Facebook.
Yeah,
So.
and we'll include them below.
Alright, awesome.
Bye!
Bye! That was awesome.